Chief Medical Officer of Health for Barbados, Dr. George, representatives of Ministries of Health, expert contributors, healthcare professionals, specially invited guests, presenters and participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
A very special welcome to you, especially those who are visiting for the first time. We'd like to give you a good Barbadian welcome. There's no plan B because there's no planet B. The profound words of former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in relation to climate change. It is really an honor for me to be here this morning and to have been invited by Healthy Caribbean Coalition to give remarks on the occasion of the launch of the 2019 report of the Lancet Countdown on Health and Climate Change, being hosted by the Healthy Caribbean Coalition and the Lancet. The importance of what you are going to be doing here today is not so much because of the eminent partners and presenters, but more so the imminent yet ongoing impacts of climate change on every single aspect of our lives, including health. When I accepted the invitation to be here this morning, I committed to being here despite this being the normal day for cabinet to meet in Barbados. But I did so because I wanted to lend my voice and add my presence to this most important event, one which I consider to be of national, regional, and international importance. And I think it is significant that it is being held right here. Lovely beach, as you can see behind you. But recognizing the fact that Barbados has a serious issue in relation to the fact that we have a lot of our infrastructure on the coast, and about 70,000 Barbadians reside on the coast. And so that has some implications in terms of climate change and the weather systems that we've been seeing from time to time. There's no doubt that global warming is one of the most important issues that we have to address as a country, as a region, and as a planet. In September of this year, Prime Minister, the Honorable Mayor Motley, challenged the United Nations on the topic of climate change. She made it clear that beyond the science and the evidence, the impacts on everyday existence in terms of loss of life and livelihood are real. Threats to health from a warmer world means more disease, famine, internal and external displacement of people, early death from natural disasters such as fire and heat waves, and more major mental health problems. If we do not act swiftly and appropriately, everyone will be affected. What is heart-wrenching is the fact that the most vulnerable, that is the children, the elderly, the ill, and the poor, will be the ones most severely affected. Although there has been some progress on climate change with major landmark treaties, including the Kyoto Agreement and the Paris Accord, there still is a major divide between the developed and developing world, with small island developing states such as ours being disproportionately affected. Our fragile economies, which are usually agriculture and tourism based, cannot withstand the shocks of climate change, which for the most part, we contribute very little to in the first place. When we think about climate change, we normally think about hurricanes, droughts, fires, and the insidious slow onset of ocean acidification and sea level rise. We tend not to think about the health impact and so on. But most importantly, the ability of small island developing states such as ours to deliver healthcare services as a result of the impact of climate change events. Zika and chikungunya. I'm happy to say that between 2013 and 2017, two significant studies were commissioned by the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, with support from USAID and in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Employing the technical expertise of international academic consultants, the studies PLOS Journal for Neglected Tropical Diseases. Among the specific objectives was to detect potential hotspots for the transmission of dengue and chikungunya in Barbados. The long-term intent was to guide the ministry's responses to outbreaks of mosquito-borne diseases, utilizing geospatial analysis